big. It's too big. I was intimidated. That's why I didn't read it. It's entirely too big. Hey babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, I am Kadisha, also known as Paperbackpassionista, and as you can tell from the title, babes, we finna get rid of some books because let's be clear, it's November, December time, and we're in the bottom of the ninth ending of 2023. And the fact that I still have all these books in the house, knowing good and god doggone well in 2024, I'm not even gonna touch them, and I probably won't even think about them in 2025. So you know what it's time to do? It's time to unhaul some books. So I'm either giving the books away, donating them, or selling the books. I normally sell my books on Pango. I'll leave all that information down below, but let's just go ahead and get into the unhauling. So the first set of books are books that I know for a fact either I have a duplicate copy or the author have signed with a new publishing company and they came out with a new cover, and I want those. So the first book is Gothicana by Rune X. I have a duplicate copy of this book because my bestie Crystal, she went to the UK and she bought this cover thinking I didn't already have it, and I already had it. So I'm getting rid of the one I bought with my own money and keeping the one she gave me. Next up, we have Flawless by Elsie Silver, and I have heard nothing but good things about this author and this series, and I can't wait to deep dive and get into it. But the people cover doesn't serve like the UK covers, and I love this, but I want that. So I am definitely unhauling this book. Next book is Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. Again, another author I hear nothing but good things about. I hear nothing good things about this Mafia series, and again, this cover is gorgeous, but I want the new one. So yeah, I'm definitely unhauling this and giving it away. The next set of books are books I was given in PR, unsolicited, which I don't have a problem with, especially if it's something that comes to my PO box and I'm like, oh, okay, this has been on my radar, but I haven't really gotten to it. But these books, I looked on my shelf today and was like, babes, we're not going to get to this. So they really need to find a new home. First book in that category is Mine to Have by Natasha Madison. Again, the cover is great, it's gorgeous, but I know for a fact I'm not going to pick this up. It's going to collect more dust in my house than me actually having the urge to read it. So it needs a new home. Next up, we have Jock Row by Sarah Nay. Again, a beautiful cover. Thank you to the publishing company that sent it to me, but I'm not going to pick this up. So of course it needs a new home. The next two books are by Claudia Borgoa. I know I'm butchering that last name, but again, beautiful covers. I probably will not touch these books in the next 2 years. So you know they need a new home. So the next set of books are books I have been sent by authors or I have won in a giveaway. So the first two books are books I've been sent by an author, and it's not that I don't want to read them. I just don't want to read them. They have to get out this house. So the first book is Meant to Be Yours by Sequoia. Love the cover. Love it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I just know somebody else will probably pick this up before I do, so it needs a new home. The next book is Men Lie, Women Lie, Bree by Chastia Collins. A good, of course, another book I received by an author, but I just haven't gotten to it in I think a year and a half that I've had it in my possession. So it needs to be rehomed because I'm not gonna read it. So the rest of these books are books I've won in a giveaway, but they've been on my shelf for entirely too long, and I know for a fact I'm not gonna get to them. So the first two books are by the same author, which is Key and Focus and Left's Serenity, I think that's how you say it, by Misty Walker. Again, gorgeous covers. I'm just not going to read it, so they need to be rehomed. The next one is by S.J. Rosalie. S.J. Rosalie. I'm gonna say S.J. Rosalie. It's Take a Chance, which this author, I think they redid this story or revamped it, and this is the first draft. But I don't want this cover, but I also have her final copy of this book. I think it's something whiskey. I don't know. But yeah, I won this in a giveaway. I think it's signed too. And I'll be giving it away because I don't want this version of the book. I want her final version of this book. So, gots to go. Another one is Have Mercy. Love the cover. The cover's eating. It's by N.E. Henderson. Love the cover. This is about an FBI agent. And let me tell you, I'm not reading this. I am done. I'm at my era of cop romances. I think the next and final cop romance I'll ever read is by the Mindfuck series by S.T. Abbey. That is probably the last romance book that I have that I'll read with police officers in it or cop romances. And this one is, she's an FBI agent. So yeah, I'm not vibing with it. It got to go. And last but not least, Poker Face by Maggie C. Gates. Love the cover, but I've had this book for almost 2 years now. I'm not gonna read it. And I think this is book 1 in a series of 4, 5. Babe, I have too many unfinished series in this house. I can't add another one. So baby, I'm sorry, but you got to go. She has to go. So the next set of books that I've received are physical ARCs that I received from authors or PR companies. And since they are physical ARCs, I cannot sell these. So these will be given away to the little free library in my neighborhood or a nearby bookstore. The first book is Kennedy Ryan, Before I Let Go. The cover, I still can't get over this. I do have the final copy with the foil flowers and everything at the bottom. And I love it. I absolutely love the cover. Have I read the book? No, I haven't. Will I read the book? Absolutely, because Kennedy Ryan wrote it. So I will be giving this book away to my little free library. Also on this list of books I'm giving away that I received ARCs of is Open Play by J.N. Walsh. Yeah, I didn't read this, didn't get around to it because I think the book was given to me a day before it released and it's just been sitting in my house. So I feel like somebody else would definitely enjoy this book, but I probably won't get to it anytime soon. So it gotta go. Next up, same thing. I received this book days before the book came out, and I never got around to it. So it's Plane, Trains, and All the Feels by Livy Hart. I love the cover. It's so pretty. I'm not gonna read it though. Gotta go. Next up, I have a lot of these books that came within days of them releasing, and I was just like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm not gonna cut it, and I'm a mood reader on top of that. No, it's not gonna happen. The next book that I received days before it came out, which is Always a Bridesmaid, Never a Plus One by Iris, Moreland? Yeah, Iris Moreland. Love the cover. It's a quick little easy read. Believe it or not, I'll definitely add this to the list of books I will download if it's on Kindle Unlimited because I love the cover. But the physical copy, the physical ARC, yeah, it has to go. Somebody else needs this in their house. And last but not least, on this list of books I received advanced physical copies for, this right here. Starbinder by Tracy Wolff. Thank you to the PR company that gave this to me. I am greatly appreciated. I am forever honored. But babes, why y'all didn't send me the ARC of this in digital form? You know I am out of my era of reading textbooks for fun. This is a fantasy book. And from the looks of it, it's given very much high fantasy. It's too big. It's too big. I was intimidated. That's why I didn't read it. It's entirely too big. I was intimidated. I did not read it. And I was scared to pick it up because what is this? What is this? It's too many pages. It's too many pages. And the way 2023 has gone, my attention span is smaller than a gnat. I wouldn't be able to get through this. So I did not read this, but I'm forever grateful that the publishing company sent it to me. But baby, somebody else need this book. I don't need it in my house. How many pages in here anyway? Like let's just see. This thing say 596 pages. Oh yeah, no baby, I wouldn't have read this book. No, I will add it to the list of things I'll probably read if it has a audiobook, because I'm better with bigger books in audio form. But the physical copy of this book, I will purchase it if I like it. Later down the line, if I like it and I love it and I listen to it on audio, I'll purchase it. But for right now, the physical art got to go. So the last group here is kind of a mixture of books I'm not vibing with anymore, books I bought with my own money and I bought them due to hype and now I don't want to read them anymore, or books I've seen on TikTok and everybody done told me the whole plot line of the story and now I don't want to read it. I think I have one book in this group that has author behaving badly. You'll know who they are when you see them, but it has to get up out of my house as well. So first off, to start this off, we have a book by J.A. Ooh, I am gonna butcher this last name. What is this? Redmersky? Yeah, J.A. Redmersky, The Edge of Never. I seen this book in a secondhand bookshop and it was like $5. And I was like, okay, this looks absolutely amazing. Don't know anything about it. I have to buy it. So when I got it home, I was like, oh, this is book 1 in the series, so I need to buy book 2. I bought book 2. I bought book 2 secondhand as well. And both of these collectively, I think I spent all of like $7. That was 3 years ago. 3 solid years ago. Yeah, it was 3 solid years ago when I bought this. Why haven't I read? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why haven't I read these books? I don't know. I will not get to them. I will not get to them no time soon. So they have to be given to someone else that will take advantage of the fact that I spent my own money. So yeah, I will not read these books no time soon. I don't know why I bought them, but they were gorgeous at the time and now the vibes are off, so they need a new home. The next author, the next author is a little different. I'm vibing with the author, but I'm only vibing with certain things they write. So the next author on this list, y'all probably gonna fight me, and I probably should have said this caveat at the very beginning of this video, but let's be clear. Just because I'm unhauling these books doesn't mean you don't have to like them. Doesn't mean I'm bashing your favorite author, bashing your favorite book. It's just something about the book being in my house and the vibes are off. So I'd rather give these books a new home than to let them sit and collect dust in my own home. So that being said, don't fight me in the comments section. But this author, Gianna Darling, I am unhauling Bad Dream and Dangerous Temptation. Now, the caveat here is, I read this first book, love it, taboo, good time, but for some reason, I feel like I will not pick Dangerous Temptation up, which is the small novella that leads into this book, and then there is another book after this as well. I feel like I won't read this series by this author, but the caveat is, I am highly anticipating her MC series, like her her mafia girl, what is it? I am highly anticipating her motorcycle romance, and then her other series that has like dark romance, and the one that everybody loves with Dante and Elena. I'm highly anticipating those. I do not see myself reading these 2 books, so they will be unhauled. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like Gianna Darling. Don't come these comments fighting. Baby, I fight back. But at the same time, these books gotta go. So, unhauling these. Next book on this list is The Spanish Love Deception. I bought the book because it was hyped up on TikTok, and that's not saying hype is bad. Hype is good. If the girlies loved it, they loved it. But it's been in my house for almost 2 years and I haven't touched it yet. So that means I will not read it. So it has to go. The next book on that list is The Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I believe this was given to me. Somebody bought it off of my Amazon wish list. And the book is gorgeous. I love the cover. You see that? It's too many pages. It's too many pages for me. Everybody that read it either love it or hate it. Like, it's one of those books where it's just like you'll absolutely fall in love with it, or you think these people are entirely too grown to be acting this way. I've never read the book, clearly, but it got to go because it's entirely too big, but the cover eats. The cover is gorgeous, but I will not read it anytime soon. And I think there's 2 other books after this, and I haven't touched the first one. Oh, baby, it got to go. It got to go. So next up, we have another author that the girlies love down, but for some reason, I just feel like I'm not going to touch their books. So Sarah Kate, we have Praise and Gravity. I think both of these books are signed. Yeah, both of these books are definitely signed, but I have not touched them, and I probably will not touch them anytime soon. And the girlies love the books. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying I haven't touched them. So they got to go. Next up on this list is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Pause. If you do not know why I'm unhauling this book, author behaving badly. I will not be deep diving into why this author behaved badly and why I'm unhauling this book, but do your research, do your education, do all the things you need to do, but Christina Lauren will not have a place in this household. They have to go. Next up will be Song of Achilles by, what is that, Madeline Miller? I'm not in the mood for a sad book. The girlies that have read this book have been screaming, crying, and throwing up, sliding down the wall. As soon as I got on TikTok 2 years ago, the girlies loved this book, and I was like, oh, I have to read it. Now I'm almost 2.5 years in. I'm not touching this book with a 10-foot pole. I do not feel like crying. I do not feel like being a sad girly. The vibes are off. So this book has to go. So the next set of books I have by one author that I'm getting rid of is Maya Banks. So it's kind of bittersweet that I'm getting rid of these books because when I first started reading and getting into romance really heavy, when I went to Barnes & Nobles and Books A Million, she is one of the authors that I absolutely adored. She and Sylvia Day got me into reading, and I am so very honored and grateful. But at the same time, I know these two books I have not read by this author, as well as the series, which will be Sweet Surrender and Sweet Seduction. I haven't gotten to these books and I've had them for quite some time now, and I just feel like my reading tastes have drastically changed from where I started. So these books need to find a new home, but it's kind of bittersweet getting rid of them. And the next book I have by the same author was Be With Me. This is the first book I read by the author, fell in love. I do not remember anything about this book. I just know it's Why Choose. It's 3 guys, 1 girl. But yeah, the reason why I'm getting rid of it is because it's the small mass market paperback, and I would rather have the full size of it. So I already bought the full size, so I'm getting rid of this one. But the other books I have by Maya Banks, they're, sentimental, so I'm not getting rid of those, but these 3 has to go. So the next book is called The Training by Tara Sumi. I think that's how you say it. And it's in the same vibe as Maya Banks. I never read anything by this author or have read this book, but it was all over the shelves when I first started reading, so I was like, I have to have it. So I've had this book for quite a time and I haven't read it, so it's time to get rid of it. But next up we have the Infidelity series by, I think this, Althena Romy. Editing Kadisha here. Sorry, we'll do formal introductions later, but y'all friend got one more time to say something wrong. Like, she has 2 degrees and can't pronounce half of this stuff correctly. Like, girl, what? I'm trying my hardest trying to make her sound cool, fun, and trendy, but I'm working too hard for this. She got one more time to say something crazy, and I'm gonna scrap this whole video. Y'all come get y'all friend. Read the first book, absolutely loved it, but when I got into the second book, I don't know, the vibe was off, and I just had these books in my house for ages, and I'm still in like 33% of the second book, and that was like 2 years ago. So the entire series has to go. So I am definitely unhauling this book. It's around the same type of vibe as, the old traditional books that we got into reading, but again, another bittersweet series, but I'm not reading this no time soon. It got to go. Okay, so we're almost done. I think I have 2 more authors, which I'm gonna just do their books in bulk. Because let's be clear, I'm tired. These books are heavy and these lights are bright, and it's time to wrap this up. So the next author, again, don't kill me, y'all. But Colleen Hoover, her books got to go. They books got to go. It's not, Colleen Hoover, y'all don't fight me. Don't get in these comments trying to throw hands over her. I know y'all love her. I know. And when I first got into book talking to reading, I read a few of her books and I absolutely loved them. You could go on Goodreads right now and you still have a 4 and 5 star from me. But the vibe is off. So I am getting rid of Confess, November 9, oh gosh, Ugly Love, All Your Perfects, It Ends With Us, and Verity. Listen, I know y'all love that lady. I'm glad she has a diehard fan base. I am just not one of them. So all of her books in my house have to go. I believe I bought all these books with my own money. Like I said, when I first joined Book Talk and started getting into the book community, baby, I was blowing through some dollars. And she was one of the people I blew some money on. And I don't regret it. Like I said, the books I have read from her have been 4 and 5 stars. I had a good time reading it. But where I am in my reading career, Colleen Hoover just ain't it. So we finally made it to the last author on this list, and it is, oh, if I can pick up all these books, Penelope Douglas. You see it. You see I have a book buying problem, and I have blew through some money because out of all these books I have by this author, I've read none of them. I have read none of these books, and I just felt when I got into book talk, got into reading, this is what the girlies are reading, so I need to read it too. I am well beyond that way of thinking, so these books got to go. So I have Falling Away, Rival, Bully, Until You, The Next Flame, Misconduct, as well as Credence, and then last but not least, Birthday Girl. And the truth be told about Birthday Girl, I only bought this book so I can post it like the other girlies do on Instagram when it's their birthday. I would love to read this book because it is like ex-boyfriend's dad, but the vibe is not there, y'all. It's just not there. And I cannot see myself holding on to all of these Penn Douglas books and they not getting read. So I need to make room for books I know I'm going to love and enjoy. And all these books that I've shown so far has to go. Let me see if I can like stack them all up so we can get a good thumbnail, or you can just see all the books I'm unhauling. I won't be able to stack them all because this bed gonna fall, I'm gonna fall, and it's gonna be a whole thing. And I'm not in the vibe to pick all these books up because baby, I will leave them on the floor and let that be a problem for future Kadisha. So this is what some of the books I am unhauling. It's too much. It's too much. I do not see myself reading these books. So it's time for them to find a new home. I could make a few dollars off of them. Or, yeah, let me put a few more up here, a few more up there, a few more up there. Again, thank you for tuning into this video. To reiterate, just because I'm unhauling these books doesn't mean I don't like the author. I don't like your favorite books. This is just something about having these many books in my house that I know I'm not going to read. And I feel like I'm being selfish, and I can give these books a new home and give them to someone that will absolutely love them. I will be donating them or giving them to my free library or selling them on my Pango. All of that information will be down below. So yeah, thank you again for tuning in this video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all the things. So yeah, bye.